All right, ShopDog says it's time for a Catalina video. They're in there planning and working things out. I've got the GoPro set up, and then of course we started immediately working in the other room. So I'll probably delete that footage and we'll start over. But we've got the GoPro set up, and I believe a good chunk of today is working out some venting issues and the hoses. I think he wants to work on his kick panels a little bit, but he bought some different vents, so we want to kind of see how he wants to do those. And then we've also got this guy, which we've got to see if it's the same as what we had. It looks like it's gonna be. It might not be quite as long, but I will look at that, because remember, we're cutting this hose down because that loop just isn't going to work in the car. So I think that's going to be the beginning of this video. Right, so he wants to give us some information. Yeah, okay, he's going to get parts. Pixie's playing with light switches. And obviously we have a new switch, but...
keeping parts together.
Yes.
So for today, a couple of things are going to happen. We worked this past week cleaning up the block off. Where's the block off here? The block off is going to go here. Here it is. So this got all painted and taped and fussed with and clear coated. This is a heck of a lot better than how this thing came from eBay for 14 bucks or whatever it is. This will go in and fill this spot right here. And hopefully today we'll get the rest of these pods back in, get the speedo back in, and get the wiring harness back on it so it's ready to be used. So this will be today. These will get cleaned up because these are the ones that are going to go out to Dakota. We just want to clean them real well before they go out so that when they come back, we don't have to do any bad cleaning. And maybe we'll even paint them back at the house or something. So that's today. That's what Pixie's going to work on. I think for now, the dash that we picked up last week that had the extra pods and things we wanted, that'll finish getting cleaned up, and then that'll just get wrapped up, and that'll be something that we hang on to. The other thing that we're going to work on today, I ordered up some different air conditioning vents. The rectangular ones were nice, but they didn't quite fit, especially over on the driver's side. There was too much interference with parking brake cable and a vent adjusting cable that was there. So these are a little bit narrower. These are about 2.5 inches. The rectangular ones were about 4 inches. So we're going to see if these work. I ordered 4 of them. Should be 1 on either side of the car and then 2 in the middle somewhere. And if they work out, we'll paint them with some of that special paint that I got to match the interior. We'll see how close that is. And if this works, then we might be able to put in the hoses today. We're going to do some test fitting with the console as well and see if we can get some nice bucks out of the foam that's there, so we can kind of come back with something that's wood, maybe start to form that base up. And I think that'll keep us busy for a few hours today.
All right. The old ShopDog says it's time to crimp this, so I cut it down. Now, the replacement isn't the fancy swivel like the one I just cut off. You know, you can see this one will spin. We couldn't find one like that was straight, so this one is actually a solid piece. But conveniently, because of where this is, I should be able to just drive the hose all the way in to the plate and then attach that end up on the evaporator. So we've just got our tool set up again. So we'll do that, get her in the car. But GoPro fell down once, so we'll see how that looks. I bet that's interesting footage. So, okay. Okay. Well, if he places it here, we do have a path to get the hose. It's going to be snug though, because we definitely will have, yeah, you can see where his hand's coming through. We'll definitely have the kick panel there, so we're gonna probably have to oval it out a little bit, but I think that's doable. I want to keep this area free here because that's where I'm going to mount a courtesy light. Yeah, if we have to move that, we can move that. Honestly, I've seen them on some cars where it's actually brought back and then mounted on the kick panel.
Yeah, mounted right here.
Yeah, that's how one side of the Impala is, I think, if I remember. Yeah. So, yeah, we may have to set the kick panel in to really make certain. On the upside, you know that they'll work fine over here.
Yeah, agreed.
And there were factory add-on vents like that. Not on this car, but there were some. So it wouldn't even be unusual. This side will be the same problem, only without the e-brake. But this side will have to deal with the cable. And then, I don't know if you saw, but I made up the shorter line. So now, and made sure to leave it long enough for this hose, because remember, a vent's going to be right here. So that'll get that up out of the way. You know, I had to fight and get it spun into the block, but it finally went in. So this will work pretty good, I think. I think that's gonna solve that problem and still give us room to run the hoses over here. Can I borrow that vent? Yep. I want to see if I'm over here, you know, in here somewhere. I think that's not unreasonable. And then the two in the middle. Unfortunately, we never did come up with the dog vent solution that was really viable. So we're just gonna have to make sure the blower motor works. Once again, they're up the ladder looking for parts. Diesel is transferring the dimensions of where the cable pulls would be for the vent, because he's still going to keep the vents even though you don't use them with the AC. So normally it's mounted here. Oh, am I even showing you? He's just going to move it over here because, you know, that's how cables work. We can just move that. So he wants to try to reuse those factory holes to mount that vent. And I think that's not a bad call. So interesting to see how this all goes, because at some point we have to start putting this stuff in. I better show you what the heck I'm doing here. Got a plate, got some holes drilled in it, got a vent. Let's go down and see what we're getting ready to do. And I'm just going to use plasma to cut that goofy shape and then grind it and make it all pretty. Oop. This one-handed stuff sucks. All right. We were looking at the fact that when you look at this plate right here, that's going to be a visible area. So we didn't want to just drive some self-tapping screws through the firewall for this. And we had talked about maybe doing a drill through and a bolt and a nut. But what we've settled on is we're going to either screw or probably pop rivet that to this plate that we're going to cut out. And then this plate is going to go and bolt on to these two nuts right here, which is going to place this right there, which is why the vent is run the way it is and why that hose is run the way it is. And that should be nice and sturdy. Also, removable for service. Didn't even plan on that. Really hope this footage isn't on here. The battery died, and I happened to look up and I didn't see the red light. So, just in case that footage doesn't exist, what I did is, you know, took my little plasma, cut out the rough shape that I wanted, that I had marked, and then, oh, poor thing, you know, changed gloves, changed safety equipment, and then now I was just on the grinder, starting to clean up the slag from that, and then I'll finish the deburring. We'll peel that off, we'll get it painted, and then we'll pop rivet that on, and then we have a nice little plate. So that's how we're going to solve that problem, and I think that's a pretty good solution. So I really hope I got that footage. If I didn't, sorry. All right. Here is the mock-up he's working on right now, because he needs to know where those vents would be. And the only way to do that is to block off that area, because he's definitely still hoping to do this. So, yeah, I think that'll work good, and that gets away from the knees, so you don't knee knock it.
I don't know, maybe use the rectangular ones here.
That's what I thought earlier. Is the rounds on the sides and rectangles in the middle? I'll go get them. Yeah, it's right here. And there is history of GM doing that exact same thing.
This car had that. It had
yeah, the
balls.
Astro's on the side, and then
these were kind of tucked back here.
And you could always trim those legs down a little too if you had to.
Yeah.
I think that would be better.
I would agree.
And look how nice that's going to look.
Yeah, I would.
Especially since you can paint that housing.
Yep. Yep, agreed. We're going to try out some of that fancy paint.
Yeah, you got enough of those vents that you can use one as a sacrifice.
Sacrifice. There you go. I think that's the.
I think that's your solution.
You know what? Here.
Okay.
Here, hold this one up over there.
I'm going to tell the people what we're doing. I'm going to move that so I don't break it. And I'm going to try to hold that.
So there's a line right there for the edge.
Oh, there's like a...
Oh yeah, and there's a... Oh yeah, that's where the hole comes through. You can push.
Okay.
You can push that up. Just a piece of wire for the hole.
Just some house wire.
Yeah. Hey wife, come over to the other side. Tell me what you think.
Pretend I'm not here. Oh, I think Bartley just got here.
Uh-huh. What do you think of that?
I think that'll work fine.
I think that'll work great.
Now, let me give you one other way to think about this.
Yeah, the one chrome line.
What if it were here?
I think you would just get a really cold footwell.
Think so?
We really need air blowing up and over the seat.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So, no,
think
that's
that's
definitely the
spot.
right way.
So, Cheryl, you good with two different types there?
Housings painted to match the kick panel.
What do you think?
It's a bummer there isn't the chrome on this one, but I think you would get over it. So, all right. Okay, and this is how this is going to look. So you see I've got some support for the back of it. I'm about to drill that out for the pop rivets that are going to go there. And then this slides over those two bottom bolts. So one, it'll be removable if we need to. But two, I think that's going to look pretty nice. Be nice and sturdy. They are doing some clearance checking because I do believe right now they still intend to keep this seat.
Yeah.
So they've got it in there, but they want cup holders. So they're trying to sort this out. Let me... All right. Now, is this all the way forward for you, Pix?
This is all the way forward.
Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be able to get a cup holder, though.
Yeah. What,
Just-
what I was thinking is doing something L-shaped. So we have a cup holder, and then we have a little tray, and then the passenger cup holder would be on this side.
Yeah, where you could slide phones. Yeah, no. Okay. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Oh, you want to see what that looks like with it above it? Remembering that I think we can adjust that.
Something like that?
Yeah. You know? Yeah, and then by having it an inch up, we'll be able to swivel it. No, I meant off the face.
Oh, off
You'll be
the
able to
face.
swivel it and point it to whoever needs to see it.
Then your plug-ins there.
All your plugins there, yeah.
You know, that actually isn't going to be bad.
I don't think so either.
You might want to make a real measurement of how far you get, though.
It's about 4 inches.
Okay, so this is the concept here. Well, concept, this is what I'm talking about. It took me forever to find them. I was going to use those metal ones, but I knew I had plastic ones somewhere. And I think it fits what we're trying to do a little better. So it's still supported on the back, and that will bolt right into the floor over here. So, can you get that door, Pix?
Oh.
Nope, the front one. I want to show the people where this goes. All right. So, looking under here, you can see the two screw locations here. We'll just back those out, pop that on, and that gives us plenty of room for the hose, and it'll work great. So there's our floor vent for this side, and that's its attachment method. And I know this normally would go in a Bent 69 video, but Bartley's been working out his pulley alignment, making sure everything's going to work the way he wants it to. I gotta say, I'm even kind of happy with the clocking. I may clock it one further, although I don't want it to interfere over here on the plug, and I don't know that I want the plug here. So I think that's going to work. All right, we're going to get a quick update.
Hey, look at this.
Oh, I like that.
That is in. It's, you know, not tight, but it's...
Well, it doesn't need to be.
Yep, that's exactly where we want.
You just want to make sure that it doesn't... well, that's not going to be a knee knocker at all.
Nope, so this is going to go right here. We're going to go drill a couple holes.
Oh, yeah, I think that's going to look nice. And we can get those hoses tucked up.
And we can get the hoses nice lifted up on both sides, and it'll be out of the way here. It'll be really good. Then we'll drill a couple of holes here, and we'll mount the vent. And we'll get that mounted right there.
Yeah, and that'll work perfectly fine.
There we go. You should go see what Pixie's doing.
All right, let's see what Pixie's up to. Oh, she's playing the foam game.
I got templates going, so this one seems to work well, so I'm making a copy.
Oh boy, Kevin's going to do more fiberglassing. Wow, that's a nice stand you made there.
Like that?
Yeah.
And these are going to go here. Pixie's been cutting samples, and we've been refining them out of foam.
Okay, are they going to be stepped like this?
Nope, it's going to go inside. That's our next thing. So these are now going to move, you know, farther inside, and we're going to figure out how that works then. We wanted to get the shape of the tunnel, so we got that. We've got...
Going to wrap them, or?
I don't know what we're going to do yet. Probably wrap them in vinyl, maybe carpet. So this vent is in here.
That looks great.
We've got to put this screw in here, but I got to get this out first. And then look what else.
Hey, and it opens and closes.
Opens and closes. These are on new holes. So this originally was here. We moved this. We used the holes here that were for the vent. Move the vent over and put the air conditioning vent there. We'll do the same thing there.
Yeah, that'll look good over here. And then that's obviously these four outlets right there.
Yep.
We've just got to be careful because the dash does take some of that up. So we will have to have the dash built up before we run those hoses, just so we don't have a conflict of interest.
So you don't run into something.
Yeah, and then that is that floor vent. It's not screwed down for now, but it doesn't need to be, because I think until the carpet's in, we don't want to finalize that one. Same with the other one will be over here. We haven't picked its location yet, but we will. And I think mounting over there won't be as bad. We can use screws because you'll never be able to see that. Okay. I'm sure the final product will be a shorter screw, but that's fine. Oh yeah, that's gonna work nice. Look how nice that's gonna look.
Yeah, I figure we'll get them temporarily tapped in for now. We got to pull them to paint them anyway, and you know.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I even like the concept here. And like I said, we can really measure that pretty well, and I'll get something cut on the laser, and then we'll do a backing plate to make it strong. and we'll have a couple 12 volters and some USBs right there.
I love that idea. You plug it in, it faces down this way. It'll be perfect.
No, it'll work great, especially on a long trip.
Yep.
No, that'll work nice.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Time to close out this Pontiac video that I'm sure is pretty jumbled because we've been doing about 10 different things. I got some footage with the GoPro, but we had a battery issue, so we'll see. We'll see how that comes out. Should be fun. Anyway, Diesel's going to explain what he's been doing.
So we got all the air conditioning vents in, round ones here with the nice recirculating balls. They're test fit. These will come out and get all painted. We also got these horizontal ones in as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had to relocate these vent doors. These are for the vent doors on the side.
For the cowl vents?
Yep, for the cowl vents. All that went in. We figured out how our console is going to come together, plus how much room we've got. It's about 4 inches from the base.
Yeah, because one of you might be shorter than the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Get some blocks on your feet like short round.
Yes.
Sure, you've driven cars like that.
Oh yeah, Harlan's. So, we got, oh, I don't even know if you can see it. It's so nicely hidden. But there's one floor vent there. That's where that hose would plug in.
I got
The
one
other one's
here.
over there. So that'll keep some feet nice and toasty. We're not bothering to pop the hoses on them yet because you never know what's going to come in and out. The one you guys saw we had mounted on that plate, and that will get bolted on with those two bottom bolts down there. This one we were able to mount using the screw from that hanger and then just a phantom screw here, and we actually drilled and tapped the firewall so the screw actually screws in, so it'll make it a little easier. But yeah, this is definitely coming along. Anything else you guys want to report?
No, I think that's it.
So yeah, I know it never looks like much is happening, but boy, there's a lot going on to make it look like nothing much is happening. So we got that line taken care of. We got the floor vents figured out, and he is working on the main vents because we can't do all of this until I know where I can't put stuff. So, you know, it's all about negative space. I can't put things where something else needs to be. So hopefully next weekend we can get the dash built up so we can put it in loosely so that I can start mapping out the areas I can't put things.
Dash all came together too.
Oh, see? You forgot to mention that.
Totally forgot that.
See? ShopDog's like, God, you guys are idiots. Can't believe you didn't even talk about the dash.
Yeah, so
Oh, it's not wired or anything.
Not wired, but it is all put together.
yeah, so the dash is all put together now.
Oh, look at those fancy things. Yeah, we'll work
We'll
that
figure
out.
that
We'll
out,
Put the
yeah.
radio in.
Yep, so all that came back together.
And we've got new switches and
All
stuff.
new nods, yeah.
Which means at some point, I really do have to get down to the programming part and get that sorted out, because that's coming along soon. And chances are pretty good this ashtray isn't going
It's
back
not going
in.
back in. Yeah, that's why I put it in a bag.
But that's okay. We'll make that panel, and I think that's going to be so much more useful for you anyway. And
we don't
what do you
smoke.
think lasers are for?
Yeah, absolutely.
So during all this time, you know, Bartley's been putzing over here. ShopDog keeps supervising. In fact, he's getting exhausted from supervising. But we fit up all the accessories, make sure everything lines up good. And now Bartley's been in here working Dynamat, because nothing is nicer in an old car than not hearing all the sheet metal and not feeling all the heat from the exhaust and everything. Dynamat is a good thing. So he's getting that taken care of. In the past, they'd only put it in a few spots just to detune it, forgetting all about the heat problem. So, you know, we always keep Dynamat on the shelf. Might as well put it to use. So, yeah, I think this is going to be the end of this, at least this picture-in-picture part. I don't know how this is going to edit because I don't know what footage I got off the GoPro. The battery died twice today, and it fell a couple times. So I have the memory card in my pocket. So this should be interesting. ShopDog says, thanks for watching.